Truth is making a comeback. America's Top Stories with Lisa K. Donner.
The GOP has been chomping at the bit for President Trump to declassify documents relating to an Obama administration surveillance of the 2016 presidential campaign of Donald Trump. The president, meanwhile, has been quite measured and circumspect in terms of releasing all the ugly details. But now it seems the gloves are off and Trump is ready to unleash the dogs on the dirty dealings that may have gone on during the previous administration. Joining me now is my man of 34 years and Liberty Nation's Washington political columnist, Tim Donner. Welcome, Tim.
Thank you, Lise. Good to be here.
Well, it does seem like the president has had just about enough of the Democrats saying he's the one involved in a cover-up. The last straw appeared to be when Nancy Pelosi issued those very remarks and Mr. Trump walked out. Do you think Pelosi expected that kind of response from Trump, or was she caught off guard?
You know, my best guess would be, without getting inside her head, that she did expect that. And I think it was deliberate because the base of the Democratic Party is demanding impeachment. But Nancy Pelosi, as the leader of the party, knows that impeachment is a real political liability, especially given that independents, forget Democrats and Republicans, they're both dug in on opposite sides. But independents in the middle find the idea of impeachment not something that they want at all as we face a presidential election next year. I think the voters would rather decide for themselves whether to give Trump a second term or not. But I think she knew exactly what she was doing. I mean, when you accuse someone of a criminal cover-up right before you have a meeting with him to negotiate a deal, what do you think's going to happen? I think she knew, and this was her way of telling her base, look, I'm doing a lot, I'm calling it a cover-up. She repeated twice that it was a cover-up, but provided no details. This was a sop to the Democrats' radical base.
Well, I think you're right. It's clear Pelosi's base wants Trump's head and is calling for impeachment. But Pelosi has read the political tea leaves and doesn't seem willing to go that route. So do you think this is her end run?
Well, I think this is what she feels is the most effective thing that she can do. And it's not a half-bad strategy because the Democrats are launching 20, count them, 20 investigations of the president, his administration, his family, his past business practices. And that will allow them to call witnesses hostile to the Trump administration, which can provide a lot of dirt, which can be used in the re-election campaign, could make Trump look bad. But he's not going to cooperate. I mean, he said, I will not allow anyone to continue this farce of a probe into a Russian collusion scenario, which never unfolded. It never happened. Not only did not Trump participate in it, but it never happened. And not only that, but the Russians, as revealed in the Mueller report, 10 times tried to lure the Trump administration into a collusion scheme, and they rebuffed. The Trump campaign rebuffed the Russians. So that's about all that you can say. But this is the best they can do. Investigate, get all the fruits of their witch hunts and their fishing expeditions without the political liability of impeachment.
In your very popular article on LibertyNation.com, you write, quote, New York Times columnist Maureen Dowd, prominent among the West Side Chablis and Brie elitists who awaken every day with a headache at the very thought of this president, described their dilemma. Dowd wrote, quote, my head hurts puzzling over whether Trump is just a big blowhard who's flailing around or a sinister genius laying traps to get himself impeached to animate the base ahead of the election. So isn't Dowd echoing Pelosi that impeachment won't be a good idea?
Well, she probably is. But, you know, Maureen Dowd there, who's a humorous columnist, more humorous than most people on the left, but she reveals the level of cognitive dissonance that the Democrats have been undergoing since Trump was elected. Because on the one hand, as reflected by Maureen Dowd, they believe him to be an incompetent buffoon. On the other hand, they believe him to be an evil genius who masterminded a plot to steal the presidency of the United States and then cover it up so that it wasn't even detectable to a gang of bloodthirsty investigators hired by Robert Mueller to uncover it. So which is it? Is he an incompetent buffoon, or is he an evil genius? And I think they don't know which of those things is true, so they're flailing around as they have been for more than 2 years, looking for something, anything, that can bring Trump down. But Trump says, I won't cooperate with subpoenas. He walked out of the meeting with Nancy Pelosi because she'd accused him of a crime right before that. Trump is in no mood to carry on this paper-thin veneer of partisanship. And when he decided to unleash the dogs, as it said in the headline to my story, and allow Attorney General William Barr to declassify documents related to Obama administration spying on the Trump campaign, when he did that, it was basically saying, you know, we're done here, Nancy. Go ahead and impeach me. Go ahead, make my day.
You mentioned a number of possibilities that could come out of this declassification, including 1, the trifecta of Brennan, Clapper, and Comey getting into some hot water. 2, McCabe, Strzok, and Page may be revealed as traitorous. Or 3, basically all hell could break loose if the truth comes out about who did what and when to set up Trump as the bad guy. When do you think all this will come down the pike?
Well, multiple investigations in the Justice Department are ramping up as we speak. Certainly, the Inspector General in the Justice Department, Michael Horowitz, has been working on the issue of the 4 FISA warrants that were issued, 1 original and 3 renewals, to spy on the Trump campaign. William Barr has called what the Democrats did spying. He did so famously in a congressional hearing, and he's hired a highly thought of lead investigator into the investigation being run by William Barr himself. So we're gonna learn pretty soon. But I think it's important for people to be patient and to wait, because we will find out what went on here. We will find out from the Inspector General, from the Attorney General, and I think we should wait to see what the predicate was for spying on the Trump campaign, because we know that there was spying or surveillance or whatever you want to call it. The question is, was there a legitimate predicate for it? Because if there wasn't, Brennan and Clapper and Comey and Strzok and Page are in for a whole lot of public embarrassment, and perhaps a lot more than that.
All right. Thank you very much. That's Tim Donner, Washington's political columnist for LibertyNation.com. Thanks for your insight, Tim, and I do hope you'll make dinner tonight.
Truth is making a comeback. Visit us at LibertyNation.com.